The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening. Can you hear me? So, Dawn, are you on? I just unmuted you, Dawn.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? You can see my screen?
Yes, everything looks perfect.
I always question technology.
I don't blame you. I do too. That's why I don't do it. I ask everybody else for help.
I'm going to leave you on your microphone on for the duration, okay?
Okay.
Just in case you want to chime in. We're still looking for a few people, so hang in there. We'll start in a few minutes. We'll give it 2 minutes. At 7 o'clock, we'll give it a shot. Everybody seems to be coming on, which is wonderful. So I hope everybody is safe and that everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend. It's nice to look forward to something.
I know. Not that I'm even sure what I'm looking forward to. But
that's what creation is all about, right?
yeah, it's sort of like the weather is great for tomorrow. I lose track of days for Saturday. Today's Friday.
Okay, so we do have a number of people on. So I'm going to start and first to thank Dawn for inviting me to do this for you. In this time, it's always nice to take a trip in your mind and your dreams and your fantasies, and hope that all will be open soon so that we can enjoy what we're passionate about, and that's travel. So thank you very much for inviting me, and we will get started. So what I'm going to do today, oh, by the way, let me introduce myself. That would always be nice. My name is Barbara Canizio, and I'm the Business Development Manager for the Globus family of brands. And Dawn's organization and us, we, Castle Dreams and Globus family of brands, have a very strong partnership. And she did invite us to come in and take a look at what we can take a look forward to in travel. So that being said, let's get started. So, why is this not working? Okay, this is why I always know. So I always wanted to say we're two families, as I said before. This is really about a partnership, and it's a perfect triangle. It's the supplier, which is the Globus family, and our travel agency, which is Castle Dreams, and we do the point because that triangle goes up, and it's all about creating the perfect vacation for our clients. So two families, one goal, a perfect vacation. So, wow, this is okay. Yep, it's not doing it. I don't know why this is going on. Okay, so we can still dream. This is all about dreaming as we sit in this state of limbo. So we're going to take a little trip and we're going to see what the possibilities are for us going forward. And it's about what's on your bucket list. Is it Europe, South America, Canada, Africa, Australia, Alaska, the Antarctic, or the national parks, which I think at this time is a really great place to start because our backyard is absolutely beautiful. And it always amazes me how many of Americans have not seen our national parks. So we'll take a trip there as well. So I'm having trouble with the, there we go. I'm going to give you a little background on who the Globus family of brands is. We're a young 92-year-old company. We started in 1928. We are a family-owned operation, so the family is still in charge. It's in the third generation now. And these are literal pictures of how we started. The company is based in Lugano, Switzerland, and they started doing trips by taking people in this jalopy, this open-air park, as they called it at that time, to the shoreline where we paddled across and we went into Italy. And that was our very first trip way back in 1928. And from there, it exponentially grew into 4 different product lines. So we have 2 product lines that do escorted tours. We have one product line, which is called MONTREAL, which is basically independent travel, but we give you the security and hand-holding as far as having somebody available for you. And then we have a company that's called Avalon Waterways, and this is our river cruising company that is throughout Europe, Asia, the Galapagos, and various other places. But for today's presentation, we're going to concentrate on the escorted tours. I'm going to be mixing a little bit of Globus and Cosmos in just to show you the differentials between the 2 companies. So before I do that, let me explain to you what the differentials are. So Globus is actually the first brand that was developed, and this is first class and better escorted touring. We did over 7 countries with 106 vacations. Hotels are centrally located, and it's really got a lot included in all of the packaging. Cosmos is actually a mirror of Globus, but it's more affordable. We put less in it so that we can have a good price point for those people who want to do something and they may not think that they can afford to do it, such as Africa, because that's usually a very high price tag, and Cosmos actually does it very relatively, I don't want to say cheaply, but cost effectively. So that being said, that is the difference. And Cosmos is in 67 countries with 130 vacations. So what's included? So this is across the board for all of our product lines. As I said prior to the prior slide, is in Globus, everything more inclusive, it's more experience. As we really get you into the heart of your vacation, the destination of your choice, the cities, the towns, the vineyards, whatever it is that's inclusive to your particular vacation. On all of our product lines, we have the VIP line. We call these our happy lines because you never, ever, ever wait online. So everything is prearranged for you so that when you get to your site that you're visiting, you walk to the front line and you go inside. We also create a local feature, which is something that we create in addition to all of the included visitations that we give you. And these are really unique experiences. They're culturally driven. They just add another element and another height to your vacation. And this is also included in your packaging. As I said before, hotels are in the heart of the destination. But we do give you the freedom to explore on your own, which is very important because you have chosen this destination. We want you to be able to get your hands on it, to visit it, to experience the locals, to eat the local food, just to really try to feel the essence of the destination that you're in. I think the most important thing that actually we're very, very proud of with our exported product is our tour directors and our guides. Our tour directors, they have an incredible in-depth knowledge of the areas that they tour, and they are specific to the areas that they're educated in. So in other words, if you have Luigi in Italy, you're not going to find Luigi in Switzerland. They stick to what they know. They're highly educated. They really are the orchestrator of everything, and they create the atmosphere. They create the ability to get everybody to mingle and share stories. They are really incredible. So they have all the secret insights to where you're going. They have the history, which they have down completely. And they bring you into special places. They're there to help you no matter what. They start with you from day one until you get back on a plane to fly home. Free Wi-Fi on all of our coaches and our hotels, and our coaches are extremely comfortable. They're high-end and they're reclining. They have USB ports there. They're loaded. And then we also give you an app that we'll get into a little later. So what is our mission for the Globus family and for all of us that are in the travel industry? And it's really about creating your story, your experience, because every journey truly does tell a story. So that's why we create these vacations. That's why we put features in where they are. So everything that we do is done with great thought. So Cosmos, again, is the same thing, but it's, as we said, it's got a little less, more vacations. It's up to 30% less, so when you're doing a comparison, they do a lot of the same areas, so you can actually have a cost-effective vacation. So why would you travel with Cosmos? Isn't that a beautiful? I love this picture. So it's all about the design for a true traveler. You could be the creator of an affordable vacation. There's less included as far as your tours. So you have free time in the day to go explore on your own. It's really about recognizing the need to make things affordable and to get you to the destination of your choice in a cost-effective way. So I don't want you to get sidetracked because of that, because we really do offer some incredible, innovative itineraries. They have really some beautiful train journeys. They do things a little differently. They do go to places that Globus doesn't go to. So even though you might associate this with the cost effective, there are some things that are just really spectacular about Cosmos. Just the right sightseeing and empowering independent exploration. As I said, they have really unique train experiences. So we're going to start in North America, and why? For obvious reasons. None of us need to go down that road. So it is the comfort of being home, close to home, the comfort of knowing that you can get from point A to point B. God forbid anything should happen. We feel more secure here. The popularity of the national parks, and they're more than just the Grand Canyon, which I'm going to show you in this presentation as more. Less time in airports if you do need to fly, and you're getting more time in the destination because you're not doing an overnighter. So let's take a look at that. So, oops, let me go back. So, this thing has a mind of its own today. Let's see where we're going. Okay, so the world is waiting. We really want to take you there. We want to reopen the possibility of travel as soon as we can. We are going to start opening up North America in September. In August, and we're putting all the final touches on that. So if you do feel comfortable in traveling in 2020, we will have a limited amount of itineraries, but we will have itineraries, especially when it comes to the national parks, available this summer and early fall. If not, of course, 2021 is really just around the corner. So let's rediscover North America. Most popular in North America, again, is U.S. national parks. Canada has some beautiful places. We're going to take a visit there. We're going to hit South America a little bit, as well as the Antarctic highlights. So we've been through this. You know what Globus is. I just wanted to show you some of the unique local favorites. So this is a drive that we go into in Pine Ridge Reservation. This would be in the national parks, obviously. This would be one of the local favorites in Canada. Experts in the destination, as I said. As it is today, our tour directors, they have an average tenure with us right now at 23 years. That says a lot for the company that they choose to work with, because tour directors are wanted from every supplier. We're extremely proud of them, and like I said, they really make or break a vacation, and we get the most accolades out of everything we do, which is a vast amount. We get huge numbers of compliments on our tour directors. So here's just another unique experience. It's in British Columbia. So let's write home about home. Let's do North America's most popular tours. We're going to go down the national parks. We're going to do a couple of things in Hawaii. We're going to go over to the California coast, city of the Great East, and the heart of the Canadian Rockies. So we do Hawaii, and we do Hawaii on both Cosmos and Globus. We also do island hopping with them. So not only is it land, as you're seeing here, 13 days from Honolulu to Maui, where we start in Honolulu and then we fly you over to Hilo in Hawaii, where you spend 3 nights in Kona. Then we fly you up to Maui for another 3 nights. But we also have, like I said, tour and cruise. So we put the two elements together, and we use Norwegian Cruise Line for the cruising sector. So what are the tour highlights? If you haven't been to Honolulu, obviously Pearl Harbor is the #1, the Arizona Memorial and Museum. But we also, in Kona, we do a couple of different unique local favorites in the Kona Coffee Living History Farm. And then we go over to Kauai, and you're going to do the plantations, and you're going to do the Waimea Canyon, and again, a different coffee plantation. So if you like Hawaii and you want to visit it, this is a great vacation. We also do the best Hawaiian Islands, and this is 10-day tour from Honolulu to Maui, so you can see that it's just a different amount of time, and this is actually a unique one because we're doing Kona, so that's nice. American National Parks, we have a 10-day from Rapid City to Salt Lake City, and you can see that we're part of the Go Park Tours, so that's an honor to be labeled this way. So in normal times, when the national parks are fully open, we actually get you accommodations inside of the park. So this one actually starts in Grand Rapids, and you're spending 2 nights. You'll be hitting the Crazy Horse Memorial at Mount Rushmore, Deadwood. You get Little Bighorn Battlefield. You hit Yellowstone National Parks. You'll be there for 2 nights. You'll see Grand Teton National Park, and then you'll head down to Jackson, which you'll spend 2 nights in, and then on to Salt Lake City. You can also extend anything that you want on both ends, so that's always an option for you as well. So as you can see, this is just what you're going to be seeing. For those of you who have not, again, seen any of the national parks, do yourself a favor. I promise you, you won't be sorry. It is absolutely magnificent in our backyard. So, over to the California finest, and this is also a boat park tours. This is 9 days round trip San Francisco. So you can see we start in land in San Francisco, where you'll spend 2 nights. You'll see Sonoma. You'll go to the wine country. You'll hit Lake Tahoe for 1 night, Tulum for 1 night, Yosemite National Park for 1 night, and then we go down to the Kings Canyon National Park, where we'll spend 1 night in Sequoia National Park, and then over to Carmel, where we'll spend 2 nights in Monterey and back up to San Francisco. And here's a different one, Northern California's for 9-day tours, San Francisco to San Francisco. City of the Great East, which is 8 days from Boston to Washington. Just in our own backyard, there are a lot of people who like to take this. I know, if you couldn't tell, I'm from New York, and I can't tell you how many people will take this tour so that they can, start in Washington, Boston, and come down. We also do another one on the flip. So the heart of the Canadian Rockies, this area in Canada is breathtaking. I actually did a tour about, 7 months ago, and it was absolutely spectacular. The Canadian Rockies are spellbinding. They truly are. So this one is 10 days from Calgary to Vancouver. And as you can see, you're going to spend 2 nights in Banff National Park. You'll go over to Lake Louise, which is a spectacular lake, and then up to Jasper National Park for 2 nights, and then down to Kamloops, and then over to Vancouver and to Victoria. So this is the heart of the Canadian Rockies, and these are all the sightseeings that you're going to do. Like I said, it's truly spectacular. Pictures are gorgeous. So similar vacations that we offer on Cosmos will give you a different take on Canada. We add, a town or a city here or there, and we switch it up so that we have a plethora of vacations, both in Globus and in Cosmos, to the Canadian Rockies. In Globus, we actually also have itineraries that include the Rocky Mountaineer. And for those of you who don't know what this is a train that when they developed the rails in the Rockies, they blew through the mountains and they laid down this track. And the track really is always used just for transporting goods. However, Rocky Mountaineer is the one and only passenger train that's allowed to go on these tracks. And the sights that you see, it's just another awe-gasping day. It's beautiful. So you can see by the construction of the Rocky Mountaineer that these are domed cars. It is 5-star transportation with incredible food. Everything is included in it. They start early in the morning, and they don't stop until you arrive where you're going. Top shelf liquor all day long. It's just really an incredible thing. So there's 2 categories here. It's a silver leaf and a gold leaf, and we include both of those. So this land was made for you and me, which is another U.S. National Park highlight. And this is going into the Great Parks, Alaska, and the foliage. So this is exploring America's great parks. And again, this is Vegas to Vegas. So when Vegas opens up, this might be something that you want to do. So 1 night in Vegas, this one hits the Grand Canyon, Monument Valley. It hits Moab. It hits Denver for 1 night. You see the Arches National Park. You go over to Crazy Horse, where you spend 2 nights in Deadwood and Custer State Park. Over to Sheridan, where you'll hit the Black Hill National Forest. Over 2 nights in Yellowstone, and then down into the Grand Teton Park, where you'll spend 1 night in Jackson, which is a beautiful, real Western little town. It's got a lot to do. It's got one of the oldest bars in the history of the United States there. And then you go down into Salt Lake City in Utah, and then you end up in Price Canyon National Park. So you're hitting, 5 different states on this one, and it's a beautiful, full-rounded experience into the national parks. So again, this is all the highlights that you're getting. I think I just hit them all, so we don't have to go through that again. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Yellowstone, but it is very unique. There's every kind of topology you could possibly think of, from the geysers, which is well known, but they have so many things. So this, what you're looking at, they're craters, and the water that fills in there is actually so hot that it's that color blue, but it will disintegrate anything that goes into it. So the Grand Canyon and Moab and Bryce National Park, Zion Park, up to the classic foliage. So this is also in the Northeast, as you can see. And this one is starts and ends in Boston, but it goes up to the Arcadia National Park in Bar Harbor, and then down to North Conway and over to Woodstock, and you hit Killington, back down to Stonebridge and to Sturbridge, and then over into Connecticut to the Mystic Seaport. So this is a unique little Go Park tour, if it interests you. Some of the highlights that we do: sightseeing in the historic villages, colonial-style dinner in the Salem Course Inn. So very nice. Circle the American West, 14 days round trip to Denver. So this again is just hitting all the areas that's associated with the American West. We'll be going into, you'll be starting in Denver, where you'll spend one night, and into Grand Junction, Moab. You'll hit Bryce Canyon on this one, into the Grand Canyon National Park. We'll go into Arizona, and then over to Durango, New Mexico. So this is a unique Go Park tour as well. So we also do the American music heritage. So we do a lot of music itineraries. So I'm going to give you a couple of choices on this one as well. And there's much more. Honestly, I could never go through all of the itineraries that we have. It's just way too much. But you'll get the gist of what we actually do. So the American Musical Heritage, it's a 10-day tour from Nashville to New Orleans. So you're actually starting in Nashville, where you spend 2 nights. You go down into Memphis for 2 nights, and then over to Greenwood in Mississippi. And then we'll travel on down to Natchez, and then we'll go into Lafayette, and then into New Orleans for 2 nights. And what do we get to do here? So you're visiting, and you literally are going to record at the RCA studio. And this is a renowned studio. It's still in its original state, as you can see on the top right-hand side. It's very renowned. So we also have reserved seats for you at the old Grand Ole Opry. That's always an experience. And then on to Memphis, where you're going to be visiting the Museum of American Soul Music, sightseeing tour with the local guide when you go into Graceland. And then into Clarksdale, as you can see, lunch at Morgan Freeman's Ground Zero Blue Club. Greenwood, you're going to be doing local guides for the movies, and you're going to be visiting the B.B. King Museum in Indianola. And then in Natchez, you'll enjoy your dinner at the Antebellum Mansion. Visit the Delta Music Museum. You're going to be doing a special program in Lafayette with Martin Accordions, a cruise on the Atchafalaya Basin, and then guided visit of the House Plantation, sightseeing, and farewell dinner. So this is truly for music lovers. I did this itinerary, and it was not only hands-on because you're recording and you're going to places, but it's got the elegance of the South, and it's just a beautiful trip if you're into music. So then we have another one, which is a 7-day tour, also destinations and sites that mirror what we just said, but they go to different areas. So it's all on the same line. So let's go back to Canada and see what some of our popular Canadian vacations are. So historic cities of the Eastern Canada, 9 days from Toronto to Montreal. So now we're out of the Canadian Rockies. So this is actually begins in Niagara Falls for one night, and then it goes on to Ontario, where you're gonna Toronto, where you're gonna spend 2 nights, and up to Ottawa for 2 nights. Then you're gonna go all the way up to Quebec City, a beautiful French quaint city, and then back down to Montreal, where you'll end your vacation. Newfoundland and Labrador, 12 days from the Corner Brook to St. John's. This is another unique and very close to home. So you'll start in Corners Brooks, and you will spend 2 nights there. You'll be visiting the Moore National Park, and then you'll be going up by ferry after you leave and go and visit Port au Choix. You'll go into Blanc-Sablano, and then over to Red Bay. You'll go down to St. Anthony's, and you can follow the map. And then you'll end up in 2 nights in St. John's, which is a beautiful island, and you'll be gifted a boat ride there as well. So these are some of the things that we're doing. Lobster Cove and the Lighthouse. We'll be doing ferries across the Iceberg Alley. We'll be doing Red Bay National Historics. Visit the Viking settlement site and local guide. And then traditional season seafood dinner. So that's seasonal, and it's just again a unique itinerary. So we also have the Grand Western Canada Vacation, which is 13 days round trip Vancouver. And Vancouver is a great, great town. So again, you're going to be spending 1 night when you land in Vancouver, and then you're going to go down to Victoria, where you spend 2 nights, and then up to Whistler, and then Kamloops. So you're going to be hitting some of the Rocky Mountains, but not where Banff is and all of those areas. So this is really beautiful. Vancouver, Jaspers, and then you'll end up in the Banff National Park. So it's going to go around and then back down into the Banff area. 10 days round trip Anchorage. So we actually are now doing beautiful things in Alaska. We also in Alaska do a lot of cruises. So we do inside and outside cruises. So we use Holland America for that. But everything that we do with other cruises, when we do need to use a cruise line, you will still have your tour director from Globus. So you don't get thrown into whatever that particular cruise line is doing for the clients. You are still our clients. You'll be treated exactly the way you were used to being, because they'll go with you. So this one is starts in Denali. It starts in Tahiti, so you're going to end up in Anchorage, where you start and you end. We're going to hit Denali National Park, which is beautiful, and the Kenai Fords National Park, which is beautiful as well. Just something a little different. So this is the Iditarod dogs that you get to visit as well. And that's the fjords in the national park, the Kenai National Parks. So something very unique. So we're also doing Antarctic, 11 days round trip from Ushuaia, and this is the iceberg breaker that we use. And don't be fooled by this; it's very luxurious inside. So this is the ship that we're using. It's called the Ocean Atlantic. So we also do Europe, and we've been doing Europe since we started, as I stated. I'm only highlighting a few things, but trust me when I tell you, there is not a country in Europe that we are not visiting. If it's not in here, I'm sure Dawn can find at least 10 in the city or country that you're looking for. So we do a unique thing with some of the countries that we've been visiting for years. And we've created these undiscovered programs. And I'm going to show you a few of them in Italy. So if you have been to Italy before and you want to find something a little different, this is a great program to look into. It's really about rediscovering. And it, like I said, it's not the tours that people go on when they're first visiting to see all the must-sees, which people should do. It's unique. So this is the Sicilian. So we spend the entire time just in Sicily. And you can see here, we're hitting, I believe it's 18 cities just in this. So 10 days, you have overnights in Palermo, Marsala, Argento, Ragusa, Syracuse, Taormina, Riviera. I did this also, and I have to tell you, it was spectacular. The food is incredible, the area is incredible, the water is beautiful, the towns are just what you see here. They're colorful, they're bright, the people love when we're there. So if Sicily is a place you haven't gone, do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's so wonderful. And we also have hidden treasures of southern Italy. So this does the boot area. So as you can see, it's 9 days, and you'll start in Naples, go down to Bari, and then go into Salina, San Marco, Castellana, and Grate, and Sorrento. I hate to say that I did this one too, but I did. I've been with this company for a long time. And I just did this a couple of years ago. And this, again, it was a unique area, something I had never gone into before. And it was well worth the trip. All these things are just, new experiences. In the picture to your left, you can see the Thule houses in the back. There's a whole area here that's built just with these Thule houses, and you get to go in and see how they live in there. So if you're into food, how about the gourmet Tuscany? So this is 8 days. You're going to be centered in Montecatini, and every day you will get up and you'll be going out to a different location, such as Lucca, and experience unique things. We also do this in Britain, so this is the cobblestones less traveled. So if England or Ireland is your thing, then this would be great too. It's also off the beaten path. So you can see in this one, it's the hidden treasures of southern England. So if you've been to England and you want to do something different, this is where you can go into Stratford and Upon and Avon and Bath and Southampton. We also started something new, and it's called the Secluded Shores and Sun-Washed Cities. I guess everybody knows what that is, right? So that's Greece. Some beautiful pictures. So we're doing the Croatian, which embraces the Emerald Cities and the Sapphire Oceans, and Sunset of Croatia. So this actually starts in Zagreb, Croatia, and it goes into Slovenia, and then it goes back down into Dubrovnik, and all of those circles are places that we stop and spend nights in. So you'll overnight in Zagreb, Ljubljana, and Zagar, Split, and Dubrovnik. Spectacular Spain. This again is a unique one. This starts in Barcelona, it hits Madrid, Granada, and ends up in Costa del Sol. Spain and Portugal have been selling over the last years. It's such a spectacular destination. So you could do Spain as a solo, or you can combine Spain and Portugal. We have itineraries that cover all of it. So, Greek Island Adventure. This is again 8 nights, overnight, 8 days, overnights in Athens, Heraclion, Nikos, and Paros. So you could see that in that little map. Such a beautiful place. I have not done that, so that's on my to-do list. These are all actually brand new. They just started this year. The Eclectic Aegean with 7-night cruise. So this is overnight in Athens, and it's attached to a 7-night cruise where you'll be hitting Turkey and Crete and of course in Athens. Southern Italy and Greece, so you could do this as a combination, which is again beautiful. 19 days, Palermo, Catania, Matera, Lecce, and the overnight ferry to Greece where you do Itea, Athens, and then a 4-night cruise. That's where I want to be right now. And then, of course, we don't stop there. We go way beyond Europe. So I'm just going to flip through this. I do not have Asia in here. We are worldwide, so there's just so much I can put in here. but I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do. We have 9 Globus escorted tours into South and Central America, 8 on Cosmos. We hit Mexico, Costa Rica, and then with the exclusive local favorites. Legacy of the Incas. If you're interested in history and you want to see Machu Picchu, this is such a dynamic trip. Going into Machu Picchu is just breathtaking. It's unbelievable how they even created this. And we actually do go in there early so that you can spend the day in there. So this is actually in and out of Lima, Peru. Lima, which is a beautiful coastal city, and you can see the rest. We actually take you into the Nazca lines, so that's something very unique, into Sacred Valley, into Cusco, and Lake Titicaca. So this is a spectacular trip. Vineyards of South America, which is 11 days, and this is just starting in Buenos Aires. You'll spend 3 nights there, fly you over to Mendoza, and then you'll spend 2 nights there, fly you down to Santiago, where you'll spend, into Santa Cruz, where you spend 3 nights, and then back up to Santiago. So we also do the South Pacific, so we're there as well, 7 Globus tours. We're 14 to 27 days. We do New Zealand and Australia together, or you can do it separately, in my humble opinion. If you're taking that trip, do the 2 countries, because aesthetically, New Zealand is really one of the most beautiful countries you can visit. So Fiji add-ons as well. Highlights of the South Pacific, 17 days. This is one of our best sellers. So this is why I was saying, if you're going to take that trip, do it wisely and go see both of them. So on this one, you're actually starting in Auckland in New Zealand. Then we fly you down to Queenstown. Then we fly you up to Melbourne. And you're really getting a whole panoramic of Australia and New Zealand. You're going to go back up to the Great Barrier Reef, where you're going to be visiting there as well from Port Douglas. So it doesn't get much better than this. We also do Africa. So for those of you who wanted to go to Africa and trust me when I tell you that we do very small groups and we do private touring. This is an experience. Safari there's nothing, in my opinion, that can touch this. So if this is something that you're interested, I'm sure Dawn would be more than happy to go over it with you. But Kenya and Tanzania, by far the best seller. This is a 15-day trip. It's an amazing trip. So you can see all of the parks that you're going into. This is the migration route. These are just the highlights of what you're getting on this particular trip. So you can see all of the drives that you have. 3 grain drives in Samburu. You have Chimp Sanctuary you're going, Nakuru National Park. You have Masai Mara National Reserve, which is unbelievable. 3 game drives there. You can read the rest. It's something very, very spectacular, actually. And that's what I have for you on this particular presentation. I don't know if you want to say anything, Dawn, about this. All right, so I'm going to just start by end this by saying thank you so much for joining us. I wish you good health and to be safe and to keep the dreams alive and just fantasize about what we can be doing this time next year. Have a very wonderful and a safe Memorial Day weekend. And thank you so much for taking time out to join us. Have a great evening.